Hey, it's Chris Broussard from the Odd Couple Podcast. I'm so happy to be here on the Black Effect Network, being sponsored by AT&T. We both know firsthand that listening and being heard can lead to change. AT&T knows all about this too. They started listening to their customers who spoke out that they weren't getting a fair deal. Now they're giving every customer, both new and existing, the same great deals. So listen up and learn more about getting a great smartphone deal at att.com/best deals. Restrictions do apply.
This year, let's not say we're going back to school, work, or our social lives. Let's embrace the lessons of this past year and move forward instead. Kohl's has just what you need to do it in style. For kids, there's activewear and backpacks from top brands like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and more. And for the grown-ups, there's a beauty must-haves and stylish accessories to help you move forward to your new normal. Go ahead. Find it at Kohl's and Kohls.com today.
Earn Your Leisure is now part of the Black Effect Network and iHeartRadio. I'm Rashad Bilal.
And I am Troy Millings, and we are the hosts of the Earn Your Leisure podcast, where we give you the behind-the-scenes look into the world of business and finance with exclusive interviews with the people who are actually making the money.
From the biggest shark on Shark Tank to the brains behind Rockefeller Records, Earn Your Leisure gives you inside access to the biggest in the game. iHeartRadio is #1 for podcasts, but don't take our word for it. Find Earn Your Leisure on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Presented by Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Thanks for listening to the Odd Couple Podcast. Be sure to catch us live every weekday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern, 4 to 7 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Find your local station for the Odd Couple at foxsportsradio.com or stream us live every day on the iHeartRadio app by searching FSR.
Now let's get this party started.
You're listening to Fox Sports Radio.
Oh, yeah. It is the Odd Couple. I'm Chris Broussard alongside my partner,
Rob Parker.
And we're coming to you live from the Farmers Insurance Fox Sports Radio studios.
We'll do it live.
Call 1-888-FARMERS to switch, and you can save a bundle, folks, on your car insurance. What else are you going to do with your phone for the next few minutes? Look at pictures of food your friends ate? Nah. Call 1-888-FARMERS instead and get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Take that for data.
Here's some data. We will be here, the Odd Couple, Chris and Rob, for the next 3 hours on Fox Sports Radio, the iHeartRadio app, or Sirius XM Channel 83, and we ask you to stay along for the ride with us. You won't be disappointed. Lots to get into. The NFL draft has been shaken, and we will definitely talk about that and still some NBA, some baseball, a lot of stuff to get into, and we will do it tonight. Let me welcome in my partner, Mr. Rob Parker. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Mr. Chris Broussard?
I am great. Chilling, man. Looking forward to the weekend. You got any big plans?
Motown. I'm heading to Motown tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a while. I'm taking a weird flight tonight, so I'm going to fly to Detroit and get back to L.A. by Sunday. So a real quick trip.
Sunday. So when's your return flight?
So I get back Sunday night at like 11 p.m. Sunday night.
So you're leaving probably early in Detroit.
Yeah, like I'm leaving like
8:45
8:45 or something. You know what I mean?
So you're basically going for a day.
Yeah, I mean
you won't even. You might not. You might be there 24 hours, if that. What time you arrive in Detroit?
I get in at 4:30 in the morning, which is the weirdest. Can you imagine? Like I don't understand why we're leaving at 9:30. We get in
tonight?
at 4. Yeah, we get in at 4:30 in the morning, Chris. Like 4:30. So I got to go straight to my hotel. Which I got for tonight, which I got for today, Friday, because you don't check out till 1 o'clock the next day.
Right.
So then I'll just check in as soon as I get there, go to sleep for a while, and then I have an appointment at 1:15. So
you must have a big date.
Nah, I wish it was that.
Flying across country. Is this a business trip, not a personal?
Yeah, this is business. I got to take care of a couple of things. I still got businesses there and whatnot.
Right.
And I have to take care of some stuff, and then I'll see friends and have dinner and then come back. You know, I got
Speaking of
school.
strange flights, Rob, I slept in a hotel one night.
This week?
No, this was a few years ago. But, you know, flying from L.A. to Jersey to see my family. So I flew to D.C. and landed in D.C. like 2 or 3 in the morning. And my next flight to Jersey was like 6 a.m. So I figured I was planning on sleeping. There was like a little chapel in the airport, and I went in there and slept. Like, it was weird, man. Nobody was in the airport except me and the janitor.
That's weird. That is.
It was a little weird. It was a little weird. But
I've never arrived at 4:30 in the morning. I think that's a weird time to get in.
Yeah, I mean, stuff
If
usually
it's
starts
5:30
popping
or
around
6,
5:30 or 6. Yeah, so it'll be fairly empty at 4:30.
Yeah, that's got to be like the only flight coming in at 4:30. But anyway, I'll go to Detroit. It'll be great to see some friends. You know what I mean, for a little bit, and then I'll be right back.
Yep.
All
right. Well, we introduced the Odd Couple crew. We got DJ Alex Teichert, a.k.a. Alex the Vegan, on a funky Flashback Friday. That means you know Alex is in the crates, knee-deep in the crates. Not just knee-deep, he's totally deep.
She was sort of knee-deep when she did the deep freak with me.
The freak.
Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Awesome song. All-time
It's a great song. It's an all-timer.
Yes, indeed. All-time classic. We got Lead the Lap is in for super producer Rob G.
Rob G has
on
more
another
time off.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
He's stealing money.
I'm sorry.
He's stealing money.
Hello, is this
Lee,
on?
thank
Scott,
you, Lee,
Don,
for coming in and
hello,
working.
are you guys, is it keeping, is this like Fox Sports Radio's run like a mom and pop store? They don't know what's going on? Huh?
Rob said that, not me. No, I'm
talking
Rob
about
G's
Rob
stealing
G.
money. I don't know what he's doing. We got on the updates, the great Steve DeSager. All right, Rob, let's start with the news of the day. And it's not NBA trade deadline news, which dominated yesterday, but it's the NFL. And obviously the 2021 draft is coming up. And the San Francisco 49ers and the Miami Dolphins have thrown everything into chaos. Everyone's wondering what in the heck is going on. The 49ers trade with the Dolphins. The Niners now get the 3rd pick in the draft. For the Dolphins, the Dolphins will get the 12th pick, and they get some other future draft picks and draft picks this round or this year as well. But the main thing is they're moving to number 12. And then they went ahead and with Philadelphia traded the 12th pick to the Eagles for the 6th pick from Philadelphia. So now Miami has the 6th pick. And again, some other draft picks this year and in the future. And then San Francisco has the 3rd pick. And Rob, this is the 5th time recently. Lee, correct me if I'm wrong. But I think it's the 5th time recently in the last several drafts that this has happened. A team has moved up to number 3. And every time they did it, they took a quarterback. So the speculation is all over the place that the San Francisco 49ers are going to draft a quarterback. And Rob, I believe it. Now, Adam Schefter's reported that the Niners have said Jimmy G is their quarterback this year. He's not going anywhere. It makes sense that he's the quarterback for this year because even if you draft somebody, it's a rookie. And they're a team that should be thinking they can win now. And they do think that. So do they want to put that in the hands of a rookie? So I get where they may keep Jimmy G. But Jimmy G is always hurt. Jimmy G's missed like 23 games since he's been, with the Niners. I mean, it's ridiculous. As much as they may like him, he's hurt half the time.
Yep.
And so that
you
got
to be available, right?
Right.
You got to be available, right?
The best ability is availability. And there's also speculation, which we can get into, that they will trade him this year, despite what they're saying or what Schefter's reporting. And now the team, of course, that everybody's looking at is New England. So first, I want your general thoughts on this. I think they're taking a quarterback, whether it's Justin Fields, Zach Wilson. Maybe they like a couple guys, and they're like, look, either one of them is good, and that assures them of getting who they want at 3. And then I think the question, Rob, is if you're New England, are you cool going with Cam this year, or do you try to bring back Garoppolo?
I think there's always going to be an affinity for Garoppolo there, only because, that was Bill Belichick's baby. He had all set up to replace Tom Brady. So I just think that, you know what I mean, if he does get a chance, I'm not saying it's going to happen this year, Chris, but, if they're keeping him this year and Cam just signed a 1-year deal, do you know what I mean? It could work out.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. It doesn't have to be this year.
No, I don't think it has to be this year. Let him play there, and then he could come back to New England. If Cam lights it up and they make the playoffs and win 10 games, then maybe you don't go that route. Do you know what I mean? But if that's not the case, Chris, then you have another option. So I think they'll keep an eye on him to see what happens this year in San Francisco. But it just tells you where we are in the NFL when I think of today and what they did, in that quarterbacks who get you to the Super Bowl aren't valued the same way as they were years ago. Not that long ago. If you went to a Super Bowl, Chris, that would buy you time. That doesn't buy you any time
don't you
anymore.
think he falls into that Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson category where, yes, he got you to the Super Bowl? I'm talking about in their eyes, in many people's eyes, I think. I actually think he's has something to do with it because the proof is just in the pudding that he's won games. I mean,
but the other thing, too, is I get it. People like the shiny new toy. There's no guarantee. We just saw Matthew Stafford with a big arm, Chris, play 12 years in Detroit and not win a playoff game. Right? That's
Rob,
with a stud quarterback, right?
I mean, look at the guy that's in New York. And look, the jury's still out on him. But there are some people that think Sam Darnold is a bust. I don't know that he is, but he was the third pick.
But
like, he was valued. Josh Rosen.
It's not automatic.
Yeah, Josh Rosen, he was the 10th pick. People loved him. Some people. You know, I mean, like, it is not unusual to see high picks struggle at quarterback.
Right. But I'm saying, like, it's one thing to be like, okay, yeah, that was nice. You got us to the Super Bowl or whatever. And maybe if you coach differently down the stretch, Chris, in the last 7 or 8 minutes, he'd be Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Right.
I'm serious. Took the ball out of his hands, ran the football like they had done the entire postseason, right? They ran the football in the first 3 quarters of that game. I didn't understand why that stopped. But anyway, I'm just saying, you can go ahead and discard the guy and go to the next guy. It ain't automatic. I say the same thing with the Rams. I get it. Fell out of love with Jared Goff. There's no guarantee that Matthew Stafford's going to ultimately get you to where Jared Goff got you. You could say on paper it looks like an upgrade. I got it. I'm not blind, but it's not automatic.
Yeah, look, and I do think, though, a big part of this, Rob, is Garoppolo's injuries. Like, if he were healthy, I don't know that they'd be looking for another quarterback. Obviously, there's some people that just don't think he's that good. But like I said, he's won for them. He's 24-8 in San Francisco. And without him, they're not even close to that record over the same period of time. So if I'm New England, Rob, I would try to bring back Garoppolo. I do think at this point in time, I would rather have him quarterbacking my team than Cam. And that hurts me to say because Cam, has been on a level that Garoppolo's never reached, MVP of the league, got a team, although at Garoppolo, they both got teams to the Super Bowl. But Cam was a much more of a driving force on that team. And I expected him to play well last year. I think he'll play better this year than he did last year, but I don't think he'll get back to being what he was in Carolina during his heyday or that close to that. I think Garoppolo in New England, I think he'd be very good there. I think they'd be a real tough team in the AFC with him. look, if they can't get him this year, maybe they get him next year. So you're right. You have a year to play with. But if I were them, I would try to get him sooner rather than later. It's interesting. Brandon Marshall, our colleague here at FS1, he said this morning, and he talked with Cam on his podcast, I Am Athlete. He said he thinks if they went for Jimmy Garoppolo, New England, or if they got him, that Cam might ask for a trade. But my thing is, or a release or something. Like, where's Cam going? I don't know that anybody else would want. I think Cam, the best thing for him to do would be to. You think he would do it?
Yeah, from the standpoint that I think if you go back, it's just what we just talked about. That was Belichick's first girlfriend. I mean, if he's going back to get her, right, then you're probably going to be out anyway, Chris. And rather than have the embarrassment of being cut or saying they don't want you, you ask out.
But what if nobody wants to trade for it? I mean, obviously teams haven't been breaking down his door.
But I'm saying it's still different about leaving on my own accord compared to them putting me out the door. That's what it would be a pride thing. I'm with you. I know what you're saying. It would just be a pride thing.
Yeah, I mean, because my thing, and I don't know that Cam's ready to go there, but I think that Cam at some point, unless he has a great year, what I would want from, if I'm Cam, if I was going to New England and they brought in Garoppolo, I would be like, look, and look, it seems like they respect him. Belichick seems to really like him, so I think Belichick would, do this for him. I would just ask, if I'm Cam, give me a fair shot. In training camp, let's make it an open competition. If you can do that, if you can promise me the best man's going to start, then I'm all good. And if Jimmy G beats me out, fine. But promise me that. And if they can't promise him that, then I hear you. I'm asking for a trade. I'm asking for a release, whatever, unless he's just willing to accept being a backup, which might be the case anyway if he goes somewhere else. So it's interesting. But, yeah, I would rather go with Jimmy G if I'm New England, if they can get him over Cam. What do you think? 877-99 on Fox. Should the Patriots make a big play for Jimmy G, try to bring him back to New England, and would you rather have him or Cam as your starting quarterback up in Boston this season? Your turn to weigh in with Chris and Rob, the Odd Couple. We are just getting started. 877-99 on Fox. Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Be sure to catch live editions of The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio and the iHeartRadio app.
What's up, everyone? It's me, three-time NFL All-Pro Sean Merriman, and I have a new sports podcast called the Lights Out Podcast with Sean Merriman. This podcast is special to me as I get a chance to talk to some of the best who've ever done it on the field or the track. So whether it's talking to a Super Bowl champion or a NASCAR Cup Series champion, the Lights Out Podcast will bring it to you the only way I know how to. I'm giving you the best insight from the best who've ever done it. Listen to Lights Out with Sean Merriman on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, basketball fans, if you're as pumped for the Tokyo Olympics as we are, you're going to want to sign up for Peacock, the streaming service from NBC Universal. Peacock is the home for U.S. men's basketball, with every Olympic game streaming live. Get excited by checking out a behind-the-scenes look at this all-star team with the Peacock original docuseries for Ball and Country. This 6-part series gives you courtside seats to the 2021 training camp in Las Vegas. Watch as Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, and others fight for the team's 4th consecutive gold medal. Plus, take a stroll down memory lane with never-before-seen footage of former Olympic players from the iconic Dream Team and Redeem Team. The U.S. Men's Basketball Olympic competition starts July 25th at 8 a.m. Eastern with their first game against France. Don't miss a minute of the action and go to peacocktv.com to sign up now.
Have you ever been on an off-road adventure? One where you have to travel highways, dirt roads, and maybe even climb a few rocks? If this is the type of adventure you're seeking this year, the 2021 Ford Bronco Sport is the SUV that'll get you there. This 4x4 is perfect for any trip and has 7 available GOAT modes, as in go over any type of terrain. The terrain management system includes 5 standard GOAT modes: sand, slippery, sport, eco, and normal. So you can get wherever you need to go and explore beyond the paved path. It was created to help make your journeys easy, comfortable, and possible. It features a high-performance off-road stability suspension system, available off-road capabilities, and available advanced 4x4 with a twin-clutch rear drive unit. You can choose from multiple exterior colors and add-ons like an interior bike rack or rooftop tent to personalize your SUV to fit all of your adventure needs. The 2021 Ford Bronco Sport is your gateway to the great outdoors. Book your next adventure and check out the 2021 Ford Bronco Sport. Built wild, built Ford proud.
The rich and powerful want us to think the economy is a line on a stock market ticker. That's wrong. The economy is powered by us. It's what we create, what we buy, what we need. President Biden has proposed bold public investments in jobs and families, but more is needed. We need housing, healthcare, caregiving, action on the climate crisis, and millions of good-paying jobs. This is our moment to finally unlock prosperity for all of us. For more information, go to prosperus.org. That's prosperus.org.
Call 1-888-FARMERS and you could save on your auto insurance. What else are you going to do with your phone in the next few minutes? Look at photos of things other people ate? Call 1-888-FARMERS to get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Trucker Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
It is the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday, coming to you live from the Farmers Insurance Fox Sports Radio studios. You can call 1-888-FARMERS and save a whole lot of money on your car insurance. Also, we're brought to you by AutoZone, which has more ways for you to start your job your way. That means getting what you need fast. Some jobs can't wait. That's why AutoZone offers free same-day store pickup, free next-day delivery, which is available on more than 100,000 parts. Visit AutoZone.com today to start your job fast. Get in the zone. AutoZone. All right, Rob, let's throw it out to the listeners. 877-99 on Fox. Who would you rather have in New England, Garoppolo or Newton?
All right, let's kick it off with Dre in Michigan. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
Hey, what it do, fam? Y'all all right?
What's up, man?
Okay, I'm good. Hey, to me personally, I wouldn't trade for Jimmy G for the simple fact that he's been hurt so much. So I'm not about, for what they're going to want for him, I'm not about to give him no draft capital. I'd rather just draft me a quarterback. Since Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels are supposed to be these gurus, draft you a quarterback, let Cam be the stopgap for that quarterback. So I wouldn't really trade.
That's not a bad
right
idea.
now.
I mean, if I like Mac Jones, again, especially, New England might be able to make more out of him just because of his style of play. If he's there at 15, they could take him. Who knows if he'll be there. But that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is, but.
Because Jimmy G is hurt too much, Rob.
But there's a history,
I don't know what the heck.
but there's a history.
I get you. But you know what I'm saying?
Part.
Like, he got to be – dude, is half the time he's hurt.
But Bill Belichick, come on. Tell me he didn't have his chest stuck out when they got to the Super Bowl with him. And Bill
I hear you.
was saying, I told you. You know what I mean? I bet that's what he was feeling. Jeremy.
And Kraft, I think, had his chest stuck out this year, right?
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying, but
Right.
before that happened. Jeremy in Alabama, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jeremy?
Man, I'm going to tell you right now, Jimmy Garoppolo is overrated. To me, I think he is not as great a quarterback as everybody says he is. And if New England takes him, they're idiots. And I'm not saying that I think Cam's the answer for them. I think he is for this next year,
right.
But he's not the long-term answer. They're going to have to draft somebody, but neither one of them is the long-term answer. And to me, don't trade for Jimmy Garoppolo when you have Cam Newton there in place who's been in the system. I understand that he played for him and everything before and knew the system, but Cam's in the system now. You know what I mean? He's there.
Jeremy, you make total sense, but how about this? If they wait a year knowing that if they draft a quarterback, he's going to be expendable next year, right? Or they're not going to keep him, and the Patriots can just wait and see how Cam plays this year. Chris, would you be into that?
Saying what? Draft a quarterback, keep Cam for this year and draft a quarterback at 15?
No, wait on Jimmy Garoppolo, not this year, next year.
I think the first caller made a great point that Jimmy G's injury history means don't give up much for him in a trade. which makes sense, right?
Well,
Because
that's
you
what
can
I'm
trade
saying.
a lot for him and
so
he gets
don't
hurt
do
again.
anything this year.
Yeah, that makes
because
sense.
they're going to get rid of him anyway, right?
Yep.
So he might be available, and you don't have to give up anything. And
Right.
this
And
year
you're
will
gonna-
tell you
even
what
if
if
you
he
bring him
stays
there
healthy
this year,
What
right?
if he
And if
stays
you bring
healthy
him
all
there
year?
this year, you're gonna have to pay him
Right.
anyway, assuming you think he's your guy. Nah, I feel you on that. I think that
could
makes
work
sense.
like that.
I think
Hank
that makes
in,
sense.
Hank in Virginia, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Hank?
Well, hey guys, how y'all doing? Look, quick shout out to Up on Game this Saturday Fox show with Plex, LeVar, and TJ. Man, they're awesome.
Yes.
Starting to fall in with those guys, man. Plex is a homeboy. I'm from his area of Virginia, 757.
Are you serious?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact,
So
my
the
high
next
school
time,
was
hey,
one
the
of
next time you call in, tell him he owes me Jordans, but that's another story. All right.
Does he?
Right, I will. But look,
He bet me. He doesn't know me yet. He bet me that the
Oh.
Nets wouldn't be one of the top two teams in the Eastern
Wow.
Conference Finals.
I gotta call Plax. He's doing
Here's
that.
a quick
So your
question
high
for you
school,
guys.
you beat Plaxico in high school football? Is that what you were about to say?
Actually, what happened is his high school in Virginia Beach opened up in like 1982. My high school, Deep Creek, where D'Angelo Hall went, was one of the first teams to schedule Green Run. So we kind of got like a little vibe. We've been talking about that kind of stuff. And anyway, look, I think Cam is in a great position, and here's why. Let's say that you guys are. Let's factor in everything. Belichick loves him some Garoppolo, so we all know that. Cam, let's say he gets out of his contract, and like you said, Bill Belichick likes him. He's going to do him right, and Cam takes him a nice little step out to the Dallas Cowboys backup role. How about that?
Wait, so they trade for Garoppolo, and then they trade.
Go ahead and
Cam
release
to
Cam,
Dallas?
with a handshake and some extra money in his pocket.
Right.
And maybe Cam skip over to the Cowboys. Can you imagine? The lead option was Zeke Elliott. Some extra power at the all line comes back, and all those weapons. And
Here's
that ankle.
I've talked about Cam, Rob, not wanting to be a backup. But I think there's another element to it, too. If he goes to the wrong team as a backup, like he's such a respected and well-liked guy around the league by players, right? And what he's done in the past, and he's a physical specimen, that if he's backing up anything but an absolute superstar, if things start to go south a little bit with your starter, I think it could possibly be somewhat of a quarterback controversy in your locker room, or maybe, but less likely among the fans, but certainly in your locker room. Like if he went to Dallas and Dak started off poorly, not just the first couple games, but over 5-6 games, could you see like, hey, see what Cam can do? I mean, I know they love Dak down there in the locker room too, but players love Cam.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with Dak and his contract and whatnot, I don't think that just would be an issue. I really don't. Not at this point, and not where Cam is coming from. Because by this point, he would have been let go of by two teams. Nobody wanted to sign him. He had to take low money from the Patriots 2 years in a row. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't have any moxie. He doesn't have any moxie.
I agree with you, but I think players value Cam far more
I get
than
that part. I get that
the
part.
teams or
I
the
think
executives
that's
and
fair.
all that. And
All right.
I side with the executives on this one because I don't think Cam has that much left, but we'll see this year. All right, we got Vinny Goodwill, Rob Parker's ex-nephew. Yes, there are
Let's
such
keep
things
it that way.
coming up.
Fox Sports Radio has the best sports talk lineup in the nation. Catch all of our shows at foxsportsradio.com. And within the iHeartRadio app, search FSR to listen live.
He's a Yahoo Sports senior NBA writer, does a terrific job there. Also, for 5 years, had the distinction, I'll let him put the adjective on it, but the distinction of being Rob Parker's nephew. So that's over, though. But our man, Vinny Goodwill.
We'll
what
always
up, bro?
be family no matter what. Right, Vinny?
The thing that you talk about is not that it happened, but that it's over. And thank goodness it's over.
That's why we're having dinner tomorrow night in downtown Detroit, right?
You're paying, right?
Or
No, you're paying. I'm coming to your town. You're paying. All right.
All right, Vinny, one thing that's also over is the trade deadline in the NBA. Rob and I thought the Lakers missed an opportunity. Rob might even say blew it because he doesn't think they're coming out of the West.
Yeah.
I think they can still come out of the West, but missed a really good opportunity to go ahead and get Kyle Lowry. And I know a lot of people like Talen Horton-Tucker. I think he's probably a good player in the future, but not, to me, not worth holding up that trade when it should be win now in L.A. What are your thoughts on that? I know a lot of people disagree with my and Rob's line of thinking.
I think the bottom line is this. Like, we can say all we want about Kyle Lowry or Talen Horton-Tucker or anybody else. If LeBron James and Anthony Davis ain't healthy, they ain't winning nothing. So,
Agreed. And you think that's better? You think that's more likely than not that they both won't, because they both got to be close to 100%. You think that's more likely than not that they won't be?
I think I have a little more faith in LeBron being healthy, even though that right high ankle sprain is something that you can't mess around with. I think if they played a long game with him and they make sure that he's ready whenever he steps back out there, because you know he's not going to come back at half strength, sit back out, and then try to heal some more. So I think if you played a long game with him, no matter where you are in the standings, I don't care about home court advantage. There is no home court this year. They could slide all the way to A-fall like here. As long as they're in, they'll be fine. Anthony Davis is a different story because he has a history of getting hurt. If there's one thing we know about Anthony Davis is he's going to play well, and at some point, the man is going to get hurt. So he's just gotten hurt, and it's the calf, and is it the Achilles, and it's kind of like that Kevin Durant thing a couple of years ago where you're not really sure where things stand. But I think if LeBron is at 100% and Anthony Davis is at 75 or 80%, it don't matter who else they got. They could have Rob Parker playing point guard, and they'll be fine.
Man, are you kidding? You don't know my ball skills. I can
I've
see the
seen you
court.
play, Rob.
Rack that, Alex.
Right. Vinny, what about the Clippers? Chris and I think that they made out with playoff Rondo, and that it upgrades the point guard position. He's a facilitator, and if they can get, what he gave the Lakers in the postseason, it could be good for the Clippers.
It's so hard for me to say because you look at the raw numbers. The raw numbers, he's averaging 4 points and 4 assists. And the advanced stats have never been kind to him. But you look at the way he plays, the spirit and how he plays, and the way that he gets teams organized, like that means something. I think the Clippers would have been better off with a more aggressive point guard. And by aggressive, I don't necessarily mean like shoot first. They need somebody, Chris, and I think you can understand this, they need somebody that can shift the defense, that can make defenses uncomfortable, not just be a table setter, but can draw two defenders and kick it and get open shots for other guys, and not just Kawhi and Paul George, but for everybody else on the roster. If Rondo's aggressive and he's doing that, cool. But on another note, I just want to know what Kawhi Leonard's going to do when Rajon Rondo starts barking at him and tells him to go stand his behind in the corner. That's what I'm waiting to see.
Well, they brought him there for some leadership.
And Kawhi
you're right.
signed
We'll
off
see.
on it, though.
I mean, they feel like Kawhi and PG respect him. And, but you're right. I mean, I don't know when the last time somebody did that with Kawhi. So it'll be interesting. Now, Vinny, you're in Detroit, and Andre Drummond, you've obviously seen a ton of him. I think he's going to end up with the Lakers. He's looking at several teams, the Clippers, the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Hornets. How much, let's assume he goes to the Lakers or the Clippers. How much can he help a team? Because his numbers are great, his traditional numbers, but it almost feels like he's a dinosaur just from another era. And can he come in and really help one of these contenders?
You can say he's a dinosaur, but the two best players in the NBA this season are Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic, and those dudes are centers and 7
But
feet
they
tall.
do play outside a lot more.
I
than Drummond.
agree, but wherever he goes, it's going to be a reflection of that team's need to defend one or both of those guys, because you're going to have to see either Jokic and or Embiid if you have designs on winning the championship. And I think also you got to factor in the Knicks, because the Knicks have cap space. And Drummond, although he's made a lot of money, he's probably looking forward to his next contract. He's not an old dude that's on the back end that you usually think of in the buyout market that's just looking to latch onto a championship team. So there's that. But I do think you're right, Chris, in the way that if you limit his role to playing above the rim, rebounding, and doing those type of things where basically you're not asking him to create shots, you're not asking him to play in the post, yeah, he can help you because rebounding to me is still a valuable thing, especially in the playoffs where you need to maximize possessions, especially when you need to have a big 7-footer down there that makes you at least think about going down there. You know what I mean? Even though he's not traditionally a great shot blocker, he is somebody you have to factor in. You notice him when he's out there. So I do think that if he goes to the Lakers, clearly that's going to bolster their front court and takes the pressure off of Anthony Davis, assuming he comes back, where he doesn't have to defend a Jokic or one of those type of guys all the time. But I think it's more or less a supplemental thing. I don't think it's something where he's going to change your life. I think if you got a good front court, you'll have a great front court. If you have a bad front court, you'll have a better front court.
Did Orlando do the right thing to just blow that whole thing up and get rid of everybody?
Rob, Rob, you know what that's like? That's like every ex-girlfriend you've ever had. They dumped you 6 months too late. That's what the Orlando Magic. It has been a long time coming for them. They have been, treading the water. And my thing is this: if you're not going anywhere, if the guys you've got, it's not like Nikola Vucevic and Aaron Gordon are bad players, but they need something better to be around to be more effective. And clearly that mix wasn't working there. You're in Orlando. It's not a big market. You're better off trying to start over, getting the lottery. You know what I think everybody is doing? I think Houston and Orlando are petitioning the NBA to get Cade Cunningham. It's almost like they're petitioning for hardship. We're being so bad of an organization. We're dumping away everybody. We're losing 20 straight games. Please just give us some lottery luck like you gave to Cleveland and New Orleans. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Look, I think especially Houston, my goodness. They got nothing to show for James Harden. We got 30 seconds left for you to answer this one, Vinny. It's early. I know things will change. But right now, where you at on MVP? We like Harden, but it seems like I'm looking at a lot of lists and voters on TV, and it seems like people aren't really feeling Harden.
I can't vote.
Do you go ahead? Where you at? You hold Houston against him too? Because some people do.
Absolutely. That's 11% of the season. You held that franchise hostage. I do love the way that he's playing now, but we can't act like that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? We can't. Magic Johnson got Paul Westhead fired in 1982. Damn near averaged a triple-double, like 18, 9.5, and 9.7 assists, and finished 12th in MVP voting. That's the historical precedent I'm using for James Harden. If you blow up a team on the way out, you ain't winning MVP no matter what you do.
That's ridiculous. If they win at the clip they're winning, what is it, 16 out of 19?
16 out of 18.
Right, they lost the other night,
16 out of 18 with him, but with him playing.
Yeah, with him. He didn't play that night. So you mean to tell me KD comes back, he continues to ball at this rate, they win 39 of their last 45, and you're going to tell me that you don't think he would be worthy of the MVP?
A, he's not even the best player on his own team. And secondly, I will put Jokic and Embiid over him.
But what if Embiid – see, I had Embiid before he went down.
And he's not going to play,
he's going to miss too many games. LeBron's obviously going to miss too many games. And Jokic, I hear you if they get, say, to a top 3 seed. But what if they're the 5th seed?
Nikola Jokic is putting up numbers at a raw number rate and advanced stats rate. That's historical. That's like Larry Bird, not just because he's white.
And if they're 5th or 6th, you're going to tell me that those numbers are going to be – that's all you're looking at are those numbers.
No, it's 11% of the season. When you start off with the Houston Rockets and you tanked it the way that you did, you compromised the integrity of the game. You playing this way is a greater indictment of how bad you played on your way out of Houston and how unprofessional
But, Vinny, I think it was more like 5 games because the first 3 he balled. And he was like, oh, they just going to keep me here as long as I come out here and play Mr. Nice Guy and ball.
All right, we got to go. But, Vinny, you driving me crazy. Don't bring this to the dinner table tomorrow night.
Rob, stick to baseball and strippers. I got the basketball, okay?
That's our man, Vinny Goodwill, Yahoo Sports senior NBA writer, does a terrific job. Check it out. He's funnier. He's much funnier than Rob Parker.
Yeah, that's funny. All right,
my man. Good job, Vinny. Peace, bro.
Y'all take it easy.
Yo. More Odd Couple coming your way. Keep it locked.
Be sure to catch live editions of The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio and the iHeartRadio app.
Hi, guys. I'm Remy Bader.
And I'm Connor Wood.
And we're both TikTok creators here to tell you about our new podcast, Talk Show with Remy and Connor.
If you guys couldn't guess by the name, Talk Show is about everyone's favorite app, the biggest app in the world, TikTok. Get it? Because it's like talk, but it's not T-A-L-K, it's T-O-K.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they get it. So each week, we're bringing on some of the hottest TikTok creators and celebrities to join us as we explore all the latest things happening on TikTok, the trends, the videos, the creators. If it's happening on the app, we'll be exploring it on Talk Show with our guests.
But what we're not going to do is stick to the traditional guest format because we thought it'd be way more fun to get to know our guests and our listeners with a variety of TikTok-related games, segments, and even, Remy,
we'll have some listener participation and, of course, plenty of commentary and reactions on our top TikTok video picks of the week. It's going to be so much fun. We have tons of exciting things planned for you guys. So whether you love TikTok and have been using the app forever,
or if you're new to the app and the world of TikTok and still figuring it all out, come hang out with us on our new podcast, Talk Show with Remy and Connor. Listen on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey friends, I'm Janet Varney, and I was the voice of Korra on The Legend of Korra.
And I'm Dante Bosco, the voice of Zuko on The Last Airbender.
And we're your hosts for Braving the Elements, Nickelodeon's podcast celebrating all things Avatarverse.
Whether you're a bender or a non-bender, everybody's welcome, even if you're not from the Fire Nation.
Listen to Avatar, Braving the Elements on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Will you go penguin sledding with me?
This summer on Next Question with Katie Couric, I'm celebrating the shortest season with a series on memoirs. I just finished writing my own, which comes out this October. So I wanted to spend time with some other people who have put themselves on the page as well.
There were some times I couldn't even see the keyboard or what I was typing because I was crying so hard.
Yes, there will be some tears, but laughter too. And you might come away with a few excellent book recommendations for that much-deserved vacation. Subscribe and listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Call 1-888-FARMERS and you could save on your auto insurance. It's better than using your phone to see if your post got any likes again. Call 1-888-FARMERS to get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Circle Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
1979. I can picture Rob Parker in some bell bottoms, huge afro, getting down at the skating rink. Is that you, Rob?
I was there.
That you?
Yes. I used to go roller skating on Saturday night on a date. I remember those days.
Were you one of those big dancers on? I could skate, but I wasn't out there getting down. You know what I mean? Some people just crazy with the dancing on the skate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wasn't that guy.
He was like me. All right. I hear you on that one. It's the Odd Couple coming to you live from the Farmers Insurance Fox Sports Radio studios. Call Farmers today for a quote. All right, Rob, we got just a couple minutes. Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed Leonard Fournette. No surprise to me. I was virtually certain he'd be back. I didn't think there'd be a huge market for him, as great as he was in the playoffs. And he is back. And they brought everybody back. Ndamukong Suh, Rob Gronkowski, Chris Godwin, Levante David, everybody that they wanted that was going to be a free agent that was important to that team, they brought back. The only one left is Antonio Brown, and I think he'll be back. But Rob, I like it. A lot of times you like to tweak it a little, but I feel like they were so new that they didn't even get to know themselves till over halfway through the season, figure out who they were as a team and what type of team they wanted to be and the offense and all that. So I think this is different than a team that's been together for several years running it back. Also, I think Antonio Brown, who, remember, he was only there half a season. I think if they bring him back, I think he's going to have a really good year if he comes back for the whole season. You got L.J. Howard, the tight end, who's really talented. He's been coming back. He was hurt most of last year. And so I think that this is a smart move. And a lot of teams don't run it back, too, Rob, because they lose. You know, if a guy's a free agent, he's coming off a Super Bowl, a lot of time they get paid. You know, teams are it ups their value because they won the Super Bowl. So I think this is good for Tampa. I think this is the right move for them to basically run it back.
Yeah, I mean, I could see why they did it. I don't think that guarantees anything. I think it's hard to repeat. A lot of things have to go right. They could try to run it back. I think it'll be really hard to win
the chances are they won't, right?
No, right.
It's been 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't happen. Look at Chris, you know
Tom
this.
Brady was the last one, but it's been 20 years.
Kansas City. Everybody thought it was automatic that they were going to, they got, he took less money and left money for his teammates. They brought back this guy. Am I right? Everybody
and they
thought they were going to win.
They thought they were going to run it back.
Right,
too.
and they didn't win. It's hard. It's hard.
Nah, it's tough. It certainly doesn't guarantee it, but I like what they're doing. I think them in Green Bay. The Rams will be tough, but I think those are the two front runners. And I'm not writing off the Niners either. All right, it's the Odd Couple. We got 2 hours left. You know what to do. Keep it locked right here for your entertainment pleasure. Fox.
The rich and powerful want us to think the economy is a line on a stock market ticker. That's wrong. The economy is powered by us. It's what we create, what we buy, what we need. President Biden has proposed bold public investments in jobs and families, but more is needed. We need housing, healthcare, caregiving, action on the climate crisis, and millions of good-paying jobs. This is our moment to finally unlock prosperity for all of us. For more information, go to prosperus.org. That's prosperus.org.
QAnon is now the most prolific online conspiracy theory of the 21st century. None of their predictions came true, Q has vanished, and the storm never came. But QAnon is very much still alive. Join me, Jake Hanrahan, for Season 2 of Q Clearance. We'll be documenting how QAnon has evolved. Listen to Q Clearance on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
The problem of racism is before us, threatening our very existence. How are we going to free humanity from this virus? I'm Ibram X. Kendi, the host of Be Anti-Racist, a new action podcast from iHeartMedia and Pushkin Industries. You'll hear from folks in the world of politics, academia, and beyond. Listen to Be Anti-Racist on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.